Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So the objective for this presentation in this video is give a overall brief of data science and why SQL is so famous. And obviously the main purpose for this is just to write a simple basic query and this understand the structure. So first, let's start quickly. Data science is basically has applications over almost every business in every domain, may it be healthcare, transport, finance, banking, manufacturing, or e-commerce. Currently, I was just recently I was talking to my friend who works in a fintech, and they wanted to basically launch a new product. So that is another application, and there we can use basically the data science domain of finding those customers on which we can A/B test, so we can get better results and um, earn more profits basically. So the main topic for this presentation isn't data science as yet, rather as writing a basic SQL query. So let's first understand why it's SQL is so important for data science. First, it's very easy to use and very easy to learn as well, since it's very similar to English, and it helps understanding data and how the data structure is. SQL is literally now everywhere, and it can be integrated with different scripting languages, such as the ones I've used are R and Python. So, and it can work with a lot of data. And let's just check how what is the job scope for this scripting language. So I just checked since I'm in Pakistan, I was checking how many companies and how many jobs there are that requires this skill set. So I found out there are 2047 current job that requires this skill set of SQL, and it is very much famous. And there are many other jobs that are not open as of yet, but require this skill set. And similarly, in worldwide, when you see it, we can see that there is 2.8 million of open job that requires this skill set. So it's a very highly demanded skill set, and I believe everyone must learn this. So it's a very brief overview and very brief intro to how to write a SQL query in its basic form. So let's just jump into it. So we've discussed usefulness. Now I'm going to focus on five main things. That is simple query structure, aggregations, window functions, CTE is basically common table expressions, and of course joins. So the basic simple query is limited to what you want and from where you want it. So we have many variables across our dataset, and we want a particular thing. So we say select and first item name. For example, let it be event date, and second is event name. So we have given two things. Then we tell it from where we want. So from table one, and since if we have a lot of data, for example 18 million rows, so we'll limit it to 10 just to check how many variables we have and what are the most top 10 event dates and event names. In this on the screen, as you can see, the static represents everything. So basically, if I want to check everything, so I would say select static from table 1, limit everything, so we don't get 18 million of rows. Second query shows that we want data, all columns in a particular given condition. For example, I have specified let the event date be 2022 7th month and ninth day of the month. So I've given it a condition, and that's how we write a condition here. That after defining where we want and what we want, we define the condition in cases of in case we want that data. So let's go ahead and let's check about aggregations. Aggregations may sound something high, but it's very simple. It's basically the count, sum, um, minimum, maximum, standard deviation, is null, etc., etc. So we basically aggregate uh, based on a particular condition or a particular variable, such as similar to what I've done here, that select event date. I want Here I want to see how many uh, basically earning I have in a particular date, and how many events it occurred on that particular date, and what were the unique events that took on that date. So I have written the query that I want the event date, the total value, the total earnings, the total number of events on that date, and the total number of unique events on that date from our given table or from a given data set. And I'm grouping it by event date since I want to check uh, the summary of these three things on a given date. Here I've done same thing, just use the alias. Alias is basically how you want that new column, the new aggregated column, to show up in the results of the query. Okay. So I've done the same thing by event date. Order by is basically defining if you wanted um, it in descending order or by ascending order. So I've done that. Um, let's look at here. Let's just copy this since we will be using it. I just want to see if we have a date or not. Apparently no. Order ID है, order date है. So let's use the same logic here. बल्कि we have used this query that we select everything from orders to check how many number of rows we have, and what columns do we have here. So I want to let's use the same logic here. Let's select the order date. Yeah, we have to write in the same manner as it's written here. We cannot change the letters to capital on our will. It won't work. So we want to see uh, how many employees did give that order. So we write employee ID, employee ID, employee ID, and we also count the unique employee ID to check if it's repeating or not on a given particular date. It's obviously possible that the same customer or the same employee can order something on the same date. So we go with distinct to check. Um, let's do with the customer ID instead of employee ID. So thank you, customer ID, customer ID from orders. Yeah, just let's no, we cannot run it because we haven't done group by yet. And this is an important point to be noted, that we have to group by to do the aggregations. And let's order by it as well. Order by um, uh, let's order by this, so we can check how many unique people are buying. So apparently we don't have any duplications here, and there is only one order per day per distinct customer. Yeah. So as we did not use alias here, we define the overall customers, and we can also use a as unique customers. Unique customers. So this will change. This will change. See. So this being checked. Uh, let's check something different. It's technically the same thing. Uh, Here we are checking the total. What are the total transactions here, and what are the unique or different type of products. So there are 8 different products, and total 77 of them being repeated. So yeah, we have done aggregations. Now we can check window functions. ताकि window functions actually, let's do it in the last thing, and just let me explain instead of showing, because I've not worked with the open data set. It's showing here. So let's do joins first. Left join, left join कर लेते, कुछ भी कर लेते. It does not give a difference. So before this, तो ये ज़रूरी है जानना कि since we are joining from 2 different things here, अच्छा जी. Let's just first check what do we have in customers, and what do we have in orders. Do we have anything similar? So customers, let's look at customers. We have customer ID, customer name, contact name, address, city, postal code, country. And orders, we have yeah, we have customer ID. So we can join them and we can check what we have here. अच्छा तो नहीं, we don't want this. Technically we don't want everything. First we want to check, let's have a look at technically everything here. Let's have everything from here. No. So we have customer name, order ID. What would be the same thing in both of them? Customer, we have customer ID from orders, and we have customer yeah, we have customer ID in both of them, right? So let's check. Let's call everything, I guess. uh, let's select everything, and yeah, we have everything. So now what I would want to check here is how many of them want to how many of them actually ordered from this one, right? So I now go to my next part, which is CTE, that tells common table expression. तो अब मुझे एक नया ऑर्डर नया टेबल बनाने की मुझे ज़रूरत नहीं होगी, बजाय इसके कि मैं नया एक टेबल बनाऊं और एक नया काम अलग अलग से करूं. I want to check के how many of my orders are from Germany. तो I would give a count, but यहाँ तो अभी हमारे पास ज्वाइन हुआ है. So we make another query and write it inside this. So I would say with I don't think it would work here. Not sure if it would work here. Hold on. So we were doing I wanted to check if it works or not. So what I just did is with common table, I just developed a common table expression which says with your table name, new table name, new, let's say CTE. With CTE as आपने define कर दिया, you define the query that the new joint table, and we finish it here, and then we say select city, count customer name as customer count from since I just changed the name, let's change the name again, and group by city, by let's do it country, and here we also change it to country, country. So let's check what we get. Yeah, so this is how we get it done. Let me copy it and paste it somewhere here so we can show it to you guys for your reference. I don't know what this is. Never mind. So that's about it. No, that's not it. I just left something which was window function. So basically, window functions are when you want a first value of something. So I say, tell me the given first value of the event when it was purchased. For example, I entered into a website online e-commerce. So I did a purchase. That event name is categorized as purchase. Then I want the parameters value to be integer value. So I basically want uh, um, where it was it's showing up that it's a purchase. So I'm ignoring nulls. It shouldn't give a zero value or null value, and partitioning it by the user sudo ID or the user ID or the client ID, the event name again, and the event timestamp when it was ordered, and ordering it by event timestamp. And basically, what I'm doing is I'm filling up the blank values with a given value where there is practically a value to simplify my work. And we just checked a left join here. A very good example of joins is that here we have a definitions of join, that it returns all records from the left table and the matched records from the right table. ठीक है. In inner join basically we get those values which are common only, and in right we would do the same thing as of left, but the direction changes. A better representation would be like this. So we have a table 1 2 3, table 1 which has first variable, let it be user IDs 1 2 3. The next table we have user IDs 1 4 5. So when I left join, so the common thing here would be 1. So it would give a value at 1, but since the table 2 don't have 2 and 3, it keeps it blank. So it's basically showing the values that the table 1 has, but not and the common value that both table has, but not the one that only the right one has. So inner join is basically merging when all the values of both of them are same. In outer join we combine both and align them numerically and order wise. In union we simply combine them by rows, and in cross join we add both, and you can get a better glimpse here. So I guess that would be it. If you have any queries or confusions, please do ping me. Thank you so much.